Hey everybody,
Just
this is
you
Gregory
have a look
Poe
at
and
the
I'm
customer
streaming
service. I don't know.
Skyforge, and I'm on
Yeah, just try
TeamSpeak
log out, log back in.
with my
Or just
Pantheon
leave the
members.
adventure.
Hey guys,
You let
real quick, to interrupt, I just want to let you know, I'm streaming now, and I got the Skyforge, I got TeamSpeak up too, so just let you know the world is listening now.
Okay.
Don't worry, like I don't get a lot of followers or viewers anyway, but just so you know.
Yeah, don't worry, man. We got you. Wait, so link us your Twitch.
The Skyforge.
There's your tier 1 distortion raids. You have to beat the first operation raid to do
that
full damage
Skyforge's
and distortions.
opening credit type deal.
Yeah, you're fine. The link's
You know what I'm
up.
saying?
It doesn't
Alright,
show
I'm
the
done.
requirements in
So,
the first 4 because that's someone
I'm
that's
gonna put
been
my
able to beat
Twitch
the first 4 raids in tier 1.
address.
They call them A, so instead of tier 1, it's like tier A and tier B.
Yeah, I don't understand the
There you
Russian.
go. So
Russian.
there's that. And so
Which one?
yeah,
What are
you're-
those?
fucking
What is that?
Skyforge is the shit.
49.72.
It is. I don't know.
Like a necklace or an amulet?
Everything that I can say
amulet.
about it. There's just so much I can say. I can do a
I don't know
fucking
what
24-hour stream of
that
just on like
particular
how
thing is,
great
but each
it
boss
is
you beat in
and how awesome everything
distortions
is, you know
drops
what I'm saying?
1 raid item per
But
boss.
what I wanted
There's
to
1
focus
boss
on
in each
this
instance.
stream
There's no trash mobs, it's just you
is,
go in there, you
this
trigger the event. There might be
Ascension
ads
Atlas.
involved, but it's just strictly the raid encounter.
Hey guys, I'm gonna
Tournaments.
change my room to the streaming room because like I'm gonna talk about the Ascension Atlas and shit real quick.
Go.
And
Yeah,
then,
go for it.
after that, I'm gonna come back and talk some crazy randomness and shit.
Don't worry, I'll be listening to you.
Right on. Okay, so let me change my room to streamer room. Streaming one.
Channel switched.
Alright, my channel has been switched. Okay. So this shit's important. Oh fuck. What's also important is the fucking chat. And I wanna like make sure I got my chat on just in case. You know, I like, you know, that's what this shit's about. You know, I like to fucking interact with people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up. So, this shit's important. Like, fucking important, right? So, this is, wait, let me zoom out there. This is the Ascension Atlas. This is how you become a god. That is the purpose, that is the point of Skyforge. I love this premise so much, right? So then here's the deal. You wake up, you fucking realize you're an immortal. You can't die, you're immortal. You're immortal. And you find this out because you're in some fucking battle. Something happened and shit. And then like everyone died but you. And so this all takes place on this planet called Alien. And it's named after some god that protected the planet named Ali. But in Alien, everyone who's born on Alien has a chance to be immortal. You happen to be one of those people who were born immortal, right? But being immortal does not make you a god. No, no. You think apotheosis is just gonna be handed to you? You're just gonna, I'll have number 1 with cheese, no onions, and a side of apotheosis? No, the shit doesn't happen that way. No, you have to learn how to become a god. You have to work at becoming a god. And the Ascension Atlas is like one of the first tools that you use to become a god. Like, it's one thing to just, you're immortal and you can't die, but it's another thing to be a true god or goddess. So, your Ascension Atlas, right? So, this particular Ascension Atlas, there's 2 Ascension Atlases, basically, right? This particular one that we're looking at right now is for the class, for the Gunner, okay? The Gunner class is one of the more advanced classes in the game. You can access the gunner class by one of two ways. You can, hey, thanks for that follow. I appreciate it. You can access the gunner class by either paying for a founder's pack, which I did, and you just get the class unlocked. Or if you don't have a founder's pack, you can work your way up to the gunner class by working your way through the Ascension Atlas. Now, there's two kinds of atlases. There's a class atlas, right? So you're a gunner, and when you're a gunner, you start with your ability, Plasma Beam, and then you get this other ability, Fire Blast. And so as you progress through the game, right? As you play through the game, you get these things called sparks. They have different names: sparks of destruction, sparks of anger, sparks of this, sparks of that. And I do it by color, right? If you see here, this one says bonus stamina, and you see this little green symbol thing right there. I call those green sparks. I forget what they're fucking called, but I call them green sparks. As you complete quests and adventures and whatnot, you get different colored sparks. And for this one, you needed X amount of colored sparks. And when you unlock this, what's called a node, you unlock these nodes, and you will unlock this. You get this, where it says +9, that little symbol is prestige. Prestige is like your level. There's really no levels in becoming a god. This ain't no fucking video game. This is an apotheosis. This shit is serious. No, I'm just bullshit. It's actually a video game. I don't want anyone saying like, well, I don't want anyone standing in front of a judge talking about, well, this fat motherfucker with dreadlocks said it wasn't no video game, it was real. No, it's fucking video game. If you think this shit's not a video game, stop playing right now and seek help. But this is Weak Sauce 59, like the Final Fantasy X grid system. Exactly, Weak Sauce. This Ascension Atlas is very reminiscent of Final Fantasy X. So people who have played Final Fantasy X, and even more so, I've never played Final Fantasy X, but I have played Path of Exile. And if you've played Path of Exile, I guess I want to call it Ascension Atlas. It's not Ascension Atlas, but the system that they use for you to get passive skills, that crazy ass grid, it's almost like that as well. So yeah, that was right on point, Weak Sauce. And thanks for tuning in to the chat. I appreciate that shit. So there you go. So you get +9 to your prestige. As your prestige rises, the more shit you're able to do. The better equipment you can put on, and the more access to certain, there's certain quests and adventures that you're not going to be able to do unless you have a certain level of prestige. So you unlock this node, you get +9 stamina, and it takes a +3 proficiency. Proficiency is like, it's a combination of a lot of things, but you gain proficiency through the gear that you're wearing, the rings and the weapons and shit that you're wearing, and again, the quests and whatnot that you've unlocked. Weak Sauce says, it's a grid called the Mind Fuck. Yeah, well, I can see that, because this shit will fuck your mind, as you'll see shortly. So there you go. So, and remember, this is just the class atlas. So I've unlocked this gunner class because I paid a bit of cash to have it unlocked. I didn't feel like working for it. I didn't get the founders pack because of the classes. I got the founders pack because of the 60 days of premium access and the like 40,000 argents. Argents are like in-game currency. I think you get 60,000 credits. 60,000. The credits are also a form of in-game currency. So I paid for the founders pack, which is $70, for those perks. Okay. But yeah. Otherwise, you would start with one of your first starter classes, which are the Cryomancer, which is DPS, or the Paladin, which is tank, or the Light Binder, which is support. Okay, and then you can work your way through the Atlas, the upper Atlas, which I'm about to show you now, the class Atlas, and make your way to Gunner or one of the other 12 classes. I think that's so wonderful about this game is that there's 13 classes to start with at launch, right? And there's no, you don't need another character slot. You know, every class can switch to another class, or rather, every character can switch to another class on the fly. That's the shit. You don't have to worry about making another fucking character slot and grinding and doing all that shit over again. And if you're doing if you're normally a light binder and you feel like, you know what, fuck this, I've unlocked the archer and I feel like I want to do some deeps, then you can just, right there in the beginning of the quest, you can switch to archer. So I think it's a pretty fantastic kind of way to approach character progression, because we love character classes. That's why we play these games, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you work your ass off, and you get a pretty badass, I don't know, say, necromancer, and then you're like, you know what? Now, I think in my heart of hearts, I'm a berserker. Well, then you can switch right then and there, you know what I mean? Provided you have the shit unlocked, okay? So, I don't want to do too much focus on the class Atlas. I want to focus on the Ascension Atlas. So how you unlock the Ascension Atlas. Now, I did this. Now, normally you're going to start from either, like I said earlier, the Paladin, the Cryomancer, or the Light Binder, right? But, like I said, I paid a little bit of cash. I started with the Gunner. But either way, whatever class you start with, you know, you're going to go through that class Ascension. You're going to unlock, you know, this one is blue nodes, or blue sparks. This one is red sparks. This one was a red spark, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But you're going to unlock all these nodes until you get to this symbol. Well, I shouldn't say symbol, because symbol means a specific thing in a game. But you're going to go through your class until you get to this. The path. Let's call it the path node. That's what you're going to do. You're going to unlock the path node, provided you've gone through each one of these. These little circles have a name. I can't remember what the name is. I really can't remember what the name is. But once you progress your way all the way through a class, and you get to this, the path of the blank. So right here, it says the path of the gunner, and that's because I was a gunner. I was using the gunner to progress through the gunner class Ascension Atlas. If you were a cryomancer, you would be progressing through the cryomancer Atlas until you reached the path of the cryomancer, or the path of the paladin, or the path of the light binder, right? So once you get to the path of the blank, then you unlock the upper Ascension Atlas. This is, some people call this the lower Ascension Atlas, but I think it's more apt to call it the class Ascension Atlas, because it's what it is. It's like, it's about your class. Now, what happens after the path of the blank? And you can read it right here. It says, ability to gain gunner sparks. Access to the main level of the Ascension Atlas. The main level of the Ascension Atlas is what we call the upper Ascension Atlas, okay? Ability to gain gunner sparks. Replace the word gunner with cryomancer, lightbinder, or paladin. And I keep harping on those three classes because if you don't pay for, you know, a founder's pack or anything like that, or the quote unquote what do you call it? Pack, some sort of fucking pack. What's that shit called? Collector's edition or whatever, which people have speculated it's gonna include the alchemist and the knight class. But either way, if you haven't paid for like extra packs, you're gonna start with one of three classes, and one of those three classes is either gonna be the light binder, the cryomancer, or the paladin. So But this is for every class. So it doesn't matter if it's the Necromancer, the Berserker, the Monk, the fucking Archer, whatever it is. And so, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Whatever it is, it's going to be the path of the blank. And after that path, you have the ability to gain blank sparks. So as you complete quests, as you complete adventures and raids with your friends and such, you're going to gain sparks for your specific class. Those sparks, everything after this one, this little node, what we call the path node, everything after this, you have to use class-specific sparks for these nodes, right? So, if you're like, okay, I'm all about the gunner, I'm gonna be the fucking gunner, you're gonna fucking do some more quests, you're gonna get X amount of class gunner sparks, then you can use those specific gunner sparks to open this talent. Temporal duplicate. When teleporting using the beacon, the gunner teleport back by using the ability again in the next 5 seconds. Movement speed is increased by 30%, and incoming damage is reduced by 20% for the duration. Right? So you want to unlock this talent, you're gonna have to use what it says here. See, there's a little symbol, which is the gunner symbol, and there's a 50. So you need 50 gunner sparks to unlock that. Okay. Now, when you unlock that, that talent is available for the gunner. Now, let's switch over to the Ascension Atlas. Once you unlock your path of blank, the main, what they call the main atlas, or what most players call the upper Ascension Atlas, is unlocked, okay? And you see these three symbols? What does that say? What does that say? What does that say right there? Class Cryomancer, Class Paladin, Class Lightbinder. So those are your three classes, right? And so generally, let's just say, you don't have any of those packs. You're gonna choose a Paladin, a Lightbinder, or a Cryomancer, and you're gonna go through their class Ascension Atlas, and then you're gonna hit the path of the Paladin or Cryomancer or Lightbinder, and then this is gonna open up, right? What you're gonna do at that point is there's two things that you can do. You can focus on that class, remember the class sparks. So let's say you started as a paladin. You start Skyforge as a paladin, and you unlock the path of the paladin. Then you're able to start getting paladin sparks. I think they're called sparks of justice. All of those skills for paladins, okay, you can focus on getting the paladin sparks and unlocking all of those talents and all of those abilities. Or you can come to the Ascension Atlas, and it's through this, the upper Ascension Atlas, or what's called the main Ascension Atlas. This is how you unlock other classes, okay? So, like personally, I'm gonna start with Paladin. I know I'm gonna start with Paladin, okay? Another thing that's very important to note, any class that you use, when you get to their class path, once you start unlocking talents and abilities past the path node, right? When you start unlocking paths and abilities that are specific to that class, if you unlock all of the abilities and talents for that class, you get what's called a symbol. And that symbol is going to apply to your character in general. So let's say, it's kind of been the thing that the Paladin has, quote unquote, the best symbol in the game. And some sort of damage mitigation buff type deal, I don't know. Something about like if anything hits, if any enemy hits you for anything more than 10% of your max health, it's negated, and then some shit, I don't know, it lasts for 4 seconds, and then like it happens every 70 seconds, whatever. But once you do that, say you're like, okay, cool, I got the symbol. Then you switch to, let's say, blah blah blah. monk. I don't know. But you've got that symbol and that skill, that talent, if you will. It's not really a talent, but that ability, that symbol will apply to you even as you play as a symbol. I mean, as you play as a monk. I'm sorry. It can get kind of confusing because here's the thing that you have to remember. This is very, very fucking important. What you have to remember is that as you unlock nodes in the upper Ascension Atlas, those stat bonuses apply to your character overall, no matter the class. Conversely, the skills that you unlock after the path node, after the path of the blank, anything that you unlock after that only applies to your character when you're playing that class. So, for example, say I did the Paladin, and I went through the Paladin up, lower Ascension class, and I unlocked things and whatnot, and I got to the path of the Paladin, and there's a skill. Let's say I know there's a talent, and for talents, by the way, those are passive kind of skills. If you've ever played Guild Wars 2, think about traits. These are skills that are passive, and you don't have to. Generally, you don't have to activate them. They're just there, but they only apply to when you play that class, right? So there's a Paladin talent called Blame. Blame will, when you use your skills, it generates 400% more threat. It's a real tanky kind of talent. All of your skills generate 400% more threat, but also all of the shields that you put up also absorb 60% more damage. Okay. Once you unlock that talent for the Paladin, that particular talent is only active when you play a Paladin. Conversely, on the upper Ascension Atlas, say I'm starting from Paladin here. Let's say you see this bonus stamina here. Gives me plus 12 to my prestige. Gives me plus 12 to my stamina. I need 5 proficiency to get it. Which, at this point, 5 proficiency. If you play the game for 10 minutes, you probably have 5 proficiency. But what stamina do? It increases your max health. But this bonus of 12 prestige and 12 stamina is going to apply to you whether you're playing as a Paladin, or if you're playing as a Witch, or if you're playing as a Kinetic, or what have you. So remember, the stat boosts that you get from the upper Ascension Atlas apply to your character no matter what class, as opposed to the skills and abilities and talents that you get from a specific class after that path node. Once you pass the path node and you start getting abilities and skills and such from that class, those are only going to apply to your class, right? Now, I said earlier that this is how you unlock other classes. Now let me show you how. I've decided that my main class is going to be the Kinetic. I thought it was going to be the Alchemist, I thought it was going to be this, I thought it was going to be that, but ultimately it's going to be the Kinetic, and I'll tell you why. My character's name is Orisha Shango. I practice Ifa. Ifa is an African religion, and it's pretty much a nature religion. All of our Orishas, they represent things in nature. Like Mama Oshun is the goddess of rivers. My personal patron, my personal Orisha Shango is the god of thunder, that type of thing, right? So my character's name is Orisha Shango. And he's considered like one of the African gods of thunder. And in this game, there's only 2 classes that have any kind of lightning, thundery kind of skills, and that's the Paladin, which I am going to start with, but that's not going to be my main, and the kinetic. Now, the kinetic is considered the master of gravity, but when you look at the skills and the animations and what they do, they have a lot of things that do like energy damage, or they use energy to like damage foes. That shit looks like lightning to me. So, in keeping with lore and immersion, I've decided that I'm going to main the kinetic class. So, yes, I've paid a couple of bucks to unlock the gunner and the berserker class for the founders pack, but I don't give two shits about the gunner and the berserker class. Although I've been playing with the gunner, as you can see, and it's been fun. I'll tell you that. And I play with the berserker, and that shit's fun. But like I said, in keeping with lore and immersion, I'm gonna focus on being a kinetic. How do I become a kinetic? Right? When I start the game, I'm gonna be a fucking lightbinder, a paladin, or a cryomancer. And like I said, the paladin symbol is such that, you know, it might be one of the first things you want to kind of rush to get. So let's say I start with the paladin. This is how you become a kinetic, or anything that you want to be. So here's a slayer. There's an archer. The first thing you want to do is find it. You want to find the class that you want to aspire to be. Okay. Let's see here. There's a slayer. And boom, there's the kinetic, right? So I've chosen the kinetic, and here's a better discussion or a description of what the kinetic does. Kinetics can use a special kind of energy to cause chaos in the enemy ranks. They can easily rip massive rocks out of the ground and send them flying towards their opponents. They can also control their enemies' movements around the battlefield by altering the gravitational fields around them. Additionally, kinetics can protect their allies by surrounding them with energy fields. Now, yeah, they're the masters of gravity, that kind of thing. But when it comes to energy and all that kind of shit, like, you know, their auto attacks, you know, that's charged. This shit looks like lightning, and that's good enough for fucking me. All right. So I want to be a kinetic. This is how I become a kinetic. I right click, right on that node that says kinetic, and it says find path. You click that. Now, if you notice, all of a sudden, some of these lines that connect these upper ascension nodes, I wish I could remember the name, but I can't remember what they're called. See, it's turned kind of blue, right? These are kind of like a light turquoise kind of thing. This is like a darker blue, right? So let's go down here. Let's say I'm going to start with Paladin. This is going to show me exactly what I need to take, right? I need to, let's say, I start from Paladin, right? The Paladins are fearless soldiers with a wide range of skills. They are found in the heart of battle, crushing their foes and protecting their allies. Fierce fighters up close, they can also use their holy powers to grant protection to their allies and engage enemies at great ranges. Okay, so, bam, I started as a Paladin. I worked my way through the classes, the class Ascension Atlas, and I unlocked the path of the Paladin. Then this opens up to me, right? So, boom, I open up my bonus stamina. Then I open up, boom, my bonus might. Then I open up, boom, my bonus stamina. And then, now mind you, what does this mean? I have to have, 125 green sparks, then 125 red sparks. Although that looks pretty orange to me, but I guess they're considered red. And then, boom, another 125 green sparks. And then we come over here to this cluster. Let's call it a cluster, because it's not like these. Each little circles are considered nodes. But the big one, it has a name, but I can't remember what it's called. But for now, we'll call it a cluster of nodes. So boom, I'm gonna paste 95 blue sparks to unlock this. Right now, as you can see, this shit's gonna show me there's like a clear path here, right? So I'm gonna get this. I'm not gonna go up. I'm gonna go, this is telling me to do like, you know, that way, right? So, well, I guess actually I'm gonna go up. So up here, it takes, let's say I can go this way, which will give me more might, and might kind of just increases base damage. I can do this and then go up and then come here, or I can go this way, which will give me increases my minimum damage, and my critical damage, and my health, right? So either way, let's say I go up. I go this way. I pay my 125 blue. I pay my 125 blue, and I pay my 155 green, and boom, I get this talent. Clever maneuver. Basically, when you dash is like it's like roll or you know, I don't know what it's called in other games, but basically like an evasive roll. It's very important in dashing in this game. Like, if you want to survive, you want to fucking learn how to dash. But what this talent does is that it gives you the ability, when you dash, after you're done with the dash, it gives you a little defensive shield based off of your health, right? To your maximum health, right? So you get this, boom, nice, sexy. And you're gonna pay 125 red, orange, whatever. Then you're gonna pay 95 red, you know, more might. These both will increase your base damage. Now, I could go over here and pay for this, but I'm on my path to the kinetic. So I'm gonna follow these. I'm gonna pay the green. I'm gonna pay the red. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna pay this green, pay this red, pay this blue. Then I'm gonna pay this red, and apparently now Sun Ether slots. As you go further in the game, you're gonna kill things that are gonna drop Sun Ether cores. Okay. Once you unlock that, you can spend credits, which are in-game currency, to upgrade this particular node. And so, say a Sun Ether slot will, let's say it increases stamina. Okay, I can't, you know, I'm not sure what it does per se, but let's just say it upgrades stamina. Once you have that unlocked, you take the Sun Ether cores that you've gotten during the game, and you pay whatever the credit cost is, and it goes into this Sun Ether slot as a permanent boost to your character, whatever class you're playing, right? During the last closed beta test 4, you know, I played around with this, and I had gotten like 5 or 6 Sun Ether cores, and then once I finally unlocked this node, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And like I said, I don't remember what the stat boost was, but whatever it was, I paid for all of those. I think I have 5 maybe, so I paid for all of the 5 Sun Ether slots, or 5 Ether cores to be upgraded to this slot. And it, let's just say it was stamina, it gave me an extra, you know, 20 stamina to my character permanently, right? So they're pretty fucking sweet. So I take this, then I go over to the bonus stamina, and I go over to bonus greatness. Greatness, let's read it, allows you to build magnificent temples in the provinces where your order's influence is strong. The order system and the temples and chapels, those are very, very important in your quest to become a god. But I'm not even going to get into that right now because this shit ain't going to happen. So I'm going to pay my blue. I'm going to pay my green. Go up here. As you see, pay blue, pay green, pay red. Now, this is very important coming up here. Pay green, pay blue. Now, here we go. Yeah, pay red, and pay green. Right? This one, this talent maximum recoil, I don't have to get this on my path to become a kinetic. Right? Critical damage is increased by 10% for each level of this symbol. Now, that's awesome. Okay? But initially trying to get the kinetic class unlocked, I don't fucking need that shit. I don't need it. Because you follow the path. It's laid it out. I'm going to pay my green. I'm going to pay my blue. Pay my blue. I'm going to bypass that shit later. Okay. And we come over here. Paying red. Paying blue. Paying green. Again, here's another symbol that we're just going to bypass because we don't need it right now. Paying the green. Paying the red. Paying the green. Paying the blue. And we go up. See, now, if you check this out, we're going to bypass all of this in the middle. We're going to follow this around. Right? Red, green, blue, blue. Oh, no, not this blue. Red, green, blue, green, red. And we're up. And so, hey, look, we're almost there. We're going to pay green. We're going to pay red. We're going to pay blue. We're going to pay red, green, red, and then kinetic. Okay? So, and then once I unlock the kinetic, I'll unlock that class's. What do you want, dog? Sorry, my dog is like fucking with me. Chihuahua, what do you want, pups? So then I would unlock the kinetic class, and then you would start on the basic part of your kinetic class Ascension Atlas, and then you would unlock enough until you're able to unlock the class, or rather the path of the kinetic. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So just so I have a little memory of what I will be doing to unlock this class, I'm going to be starting with Paladin, and I'm going to be going over to Talent, Clever, Maneuver, and then I'm going to be going to some Ether slot, but I don't. Oh yeah, I will be actually choosing that skill, and then I'll be going to the next node, but I won't be getting that skill. And I'll be going over to this node, that node around, and then the kinetic. Okay, so the kinetic is one of the people what they call one of the intermediate classes. There's your starter classes. What are those three? There's a test. There's a quiz. What are the three? You got your Cryomancer, your Lightbinder, and your Paladin, right? Those are your starter classes. Then you got your intermediate classes. You can tell the intermediate classes from advanced class, from the cost. You see there's a cost here. You see that 300 and what looks like the middle finger. I don't know. I wasn't. They didn't ask me when they made the game. I don't know, but it looks like a fucking middle finger. It says it's 300, right? Whereas, say somebody like here's a Slayer that's 300. The Archer is 300. And notice these are they're not far from your starting classes. Notice, so that's why they're intermediate. Whereas you look at somebody like the Warlock, who's 600 middle fingers, I guess. I don't know what the fuck to call them, but they look like a middle finger. I'm gonna call them a middle finger, right? Or it doesn't tell me because I have the Berserker unlocked, but yeah, it's, some of these outer rim classes, it's gonna take 600 middle fingers to unlock. So here's a Necromancer, which is 300. That's an intermediate class. You got your Monk. Now the Monk is gonna be 600. Monk is more of a advanced class. If you look on the wiki for Skyforge, it kind of breaks down what classes are intermediate and what classes are advanced. Right? You got your Alchemist. I've got that a lot too. So there it is. There's your upper Ascension Atlas, and I think you should be able to see and understand why that shit is so important. And again, let me just take a look, just so I can remember what I will be doing to unlock the kinetic class. So, there you go. I'm gonna take a nice little look. It's not gonna be long. And I've heard in chat and I've read in forums, it takes about a week of playing. What's real gaming? What up, man? Hey, man, you tell me, man. I'm just trying to make it in life, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going left and right, up and down, shake it till I make it. That's all I do. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be the little path that I take from here to here. Bam. A little of this, a little of that. Okay. Very good. So give me a moment. Let me go ahead and switch my team speak.
Channel switched.
Hey, what's up?
What up, man? I've been watching your stream, man.
Oh, cool. That's what's up. I appreciate that shit.
No worries, man. I got you. I was Moe, bruv. That's my account.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I followed you.
Okay, sweet. I appreciate the follow. That's what's up.
No worries, man. I got you, homie.
Joined your channel.
So yeah, now I'm on the team speak with my my pantheon, my guild mates, my fellow immortals, my future fellow gods and goddesses. That's what
I'm an evil god. I hate you.
Wait, what happened?
I said I'm an evil god. I hate you.
Yeah, you know, hey, you gotta have evil gods. Fucking look at fucking what's that shit? Elder Scrolls. Shale Gorath was fucking nuts. And you know, you got crazy guys and what's dude Moloch Baal? That's an evil son bitch. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker created vampires. How evil do you have to be to create vampires? You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's Zen. You know, that idea of balance. You know, like I find it in my own religion in E5. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no. That's why. Okay, so people have heard of voodoo and Santeria, but people have never heard of fucking E5 and shit. And that's because the media is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But in my religion, we don't frown on voodoo or Santeria and anything like that because for whatever people will think, oh, it's so dark and it's evil and blah blah blah. But you can't have dark without light. You can't have good without evil, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know a lot other than what the media tells them about voodoo. The evil shit is not voodoo, right? Or what we call vodun. The evil shit is called palo. Like if you're in the know like I am, like that shit's that palo is the shit you want to fucking watch out for. Motherfuckers say like, I know voodoo, I'm gonna put a spell on you. I'm like, shit, sweet. Go do that shit. I like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm cool with voodoo. I got a tattoo that says voodoo child on my fucking arm. Like voodoo don't fucking scare me. But a motherfucker say, I know that palo. I'm like, ooh.
Palo is evil more than voodoo?
Oh, very much so. Like, and like inherently voodoo really isn't like evil at all. Like there are some people who use voodoo practices or vodun practices for nefarious purposes, sure, but inherently voodoo isn't like evil like that. Neither is Santeria.
Isn't voodoo when you grab like someone's hair and you put it into the dummy and then you start stabbing it?
Yeah, that is a practice.
That's some fucked up shit, man.
Well, that's a practice that is found in voodoo, but like I said, like it's been sensationalized and like the media and the movies and TV shows, like that's what people think of when they think of voodoo. Let me tell you some real world applications of voodoo, right? So I had this job, and I was working with these asshole fucking people, and What's Real Gaming says my screen is too bright. Dude, I just got a new video card, like, I don't know, man, and I just got like a new desk and a new setup and shit, and I don't know, I only got the one light in the room and shit, so I don't know. I'm gonna work on that shit. I think it's because of the fucking closet in the back, and it's like white and it's reflecting the light and shit, so I don't know how I can change the brightness. Thanks for the follow, I appreciate that. I don't know how to change the brightness of my screen, but I'll look into it. Sorry about that, What's Real. Morgan Bro says looks fine to me. Okay, so I don't know. I'll still fuck with it, tweak with it a little bit. So I was working at this job, right, and I was working with these asshole fucking people, and this one bitch constantly fucking with me. She will fucking talk about my ass all the goddamn time, right? And the thing was, who she was talking to was getting back to me, and she didn't fucking know. So I knew this bitch was talking about me behind my back all the fucking time, and she was smiling in my fucking face, and she constantly would fucking talk to me, And I'm like, you know what, bitch? If it ain't about the job, stop fucking talking to me. But she just kept fucking talking. She wanted to know how my weekend was, what shoe size, my favorite color. Bitch, go do the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got tired of it. But it got to the point where, like, my job was in jeopardy. And I mean, I eventually lost that job. I got fired on some bullshit. But this is one of the first steps to me getting fired from this job. It's like, this bitch was just not fucking shut the fuck up talking to me or talking about me to other people. And man, one day my wife looked at me, she said, "You want me to shut her up?" And I was like, "Shit, I don't want you to kill her or nothing." Like, well, I don't know what that means. And she says, "Don't worry about what it means. Do you want me to shut her up?" Yeah, shut her the fuck up. So she started doing some spells that come from the tradition of Odun, or as people call it, voodoo. And now it didn't involve a fucking voodoo doll, but it did involve some shit. I'm not gonna talk about the shit, but it did involve some shit. And I tell you what, shit worked. Now I still ended up getting fired, but that was like 4 months later, right?
Man, that is some fucked up shit, man.
I'm telling you, like, that 3-4 months, that bitch did not say shit to me unless it was about the job. Yeah. So, this shit's real, you know what I'm saying? But it's not inherently fucking evil. Like, it's not like, people don't practice voodoo or voodoo just to be fucking, like, fucking with people. You know what I'm saying? And if they are, they're the problem. That's the part of the problem. Because voodoo, or voodoo as people call it, is actually a very beautiful practice. It involves some animal sacrifice. But, it don't involve human sacrifice. People are like, oh, how can you sacrifice an animal in the name of religion? Bitch, have you ever had fried chicken? You ever had a fucking hamburger? Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm a vegan. Well, that's your fucking problem. But don't tell me, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, it's wrong to fucking sacrifice animals in the name of religion. I'll tell you this. I had a ceremony once that it involved killing a bird.
Killing a bird.
Yeah, a bird. It wasn't a chicken. Yeah, but, there was a bird that had to die for a ceremony I had to be in, right? Now, part of the reason I had to go through the ceremony is because I had some sexual issues with my wife, you know what I'm saying? My wife is hot, and, my package, my package wasn't working, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? You
need some Viagra.
You think that. I had that Viagra shit. It ain't all that, I had a Viagra and my dick was like, what is this? Is this
what the hell, Ollie, bro?
What's this bullshit? So, it wasn't quite working the way it was supposed to work. So I went to my priest and I told him my problem, and we petitioned the Orishas, and this is what they said we needed to do. And I was like, okay, you know, I believe, you know, this is my faith. So we did the ceremony, and the bird was killed, and blah, blah, blah. All these things happened, right? I tell you one thing, I fucked the shit out of my wife that night. I don't know what the fuck it was, okay? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna fucking, you know, I'm just telling people, like, it's just real. You know, and it's not all...
What's up?
Mate,
Yeah.
I swear to God, he did the best mafia expression before Ali. You wouldn't believe. The best
Oh yeah. I said the motherfucker. I said,
the Godfather. He did the best Godfather expression.
I'm gonna give him off. He can't refuse. Yeah, that's the shit, man. I always wanted to say that shit. Oh, hey, you remember that old show, Golden Girls? With the fucking old white ladies and shit, they all live in the house. It's like 3 of them, Rose and Blanche, and you know. Anyway, me and my wife be watching that shit. You know, this is hilarious. That's one show from like the early '90s that's fucking hilarious. So I'm watching that shit, and she's like, she said something about her mother. She's like, you know what? You're right. Let's just do it like old school Italian. She thinks she's the Godfather. I'll just give her an offer she can't remember. And I was like, damn, what the fuck? So, you know, I mean, shit, I'm a fucking fool, man. People always telling me, you should. So I'm originally a poet, you know what I'm saying? I'm a spoken word artist. I write poems, I memorize poems, I perform the poems in front of people. That's my, you know, chosen profession or whatever. That's my talent. That's my passion or whatever. And so, you know, but I'm a different person when I get on that stage, you know what I'm saying? When I get behind that mic, I feel so free, and I'm just like, okay, cool. And I do my thing, right? And I get off stage, people are always like, oh, you should be a comedian. Oh my God, you should do stand-up. Right? I remember one bitch one time told me, she said, oh my God, you're so funny. Oh my God, you're just the most hilarious person I've ever seen in my life. And I said, whoa, thanks. Hey, let me ask you, what did you think about my poetry? Yeah, bitch, look at me, she said, you're so funny. I mean, you just... What, bitch? What? I'm not here for your laughing enjoyment. I like bared my soul on stage with my poetry. Now you tell me I'm funny? So, but I tried it. You know, enough people told me over and over again, okay, you should be a poet. I was like, all right. I'm gonna try it, or not be a poet, be a comedian. So I tried it. You know, I went to the open mic that I normally go to, and I went to the open mic, and you know, I don't know how to be a comedian. I know how to be a poet. You write a poem, you edit the poem, you memorize the poem, and you perform the poem. Boom, that's easy shit. Yeah. So with with comedy, shit, I don't know. Fuck it, I'm gonna just get high and just go up there and talk. I don't know, have a couple of drinks and just talk. So I got up there and got to talking, and I'll say it like this: it's a lot easier for me to be doing poetry than it is to do comedy, right? So I go up there and do a poem. Motherfuckers can laugh, motherfuckers can cry, motherfuckers can look stunned in silence, right? Because it's poetry. It's up to the listener to take what they will from the poem. When it comes to comedy, it's implied that you're gonna laugh. So everything I'm fucking saying, you assume is gonna be fucking funny, right? So I get up there and I'm like, well, blah, 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 because I didn't write no jokes. I didn't know. I was gonna be myself. Like, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, half of the time people laugh. Cool. But the fucked up thing is when I told a joke, when I was like, okay, this is an actual joke that I wrote, and I expect people to laugh. I tell that joke, and motherfuckers like, just fucking staring at me, chewing gum. I'm like, oh, that's not a good feeling. I don't like that shit. You know? And the fucked up thing is, the thing that people laughed at the most is when I was talking about when I had a sex toy. You know, a male sex toy is like, what's it called, a fleshlight? Shit, that motherfucker. I thought I was never going to meet a woman ever again in my life. I was like, wait a minute. This shit feel too good. Like, it feel too good. Like, pussy is great. But this thing is like like 2.5 steps above pussy. Like it's, I mean, there ain't nothing to it. You ain't gotta take it out on a date. You ain't gotta listen to its problems. You just take it out when you're ready, and you just go for it, and it's there, and it feels just great. It just feels wonderful, and yeah, I was all about it. Like I don't need you. I got my fleshlight. I'm all good. But yeah. Then one day I realized, like, really? Is that what you've become? It was one of those days, like, I, like, woke up and took a shower and shit. And, like, you washed your face and shit. And, then, like, I got through washing my face, like, wiped all the soap and water out my eyes. And my reflection was, like, looking at me like, really, nigga? We just gave up, huh? Huh? Just, fuck it, huh? That's it. No more chase. And you ain't no titties, right? It's just fake pussy. We're just gonna decide to go with fake pussy for the rest of my life. That's what we come to, nigga. You ain't ugly, really? I had this conversation with myself, and I was like, okay. But I told him this story, and that was got the most laughs and shit. The fucked up thing is, I had people recording this shit, so I could see what it was and how I did and shit. And then apparently, my dumbass, this is my fault, my dumbass, I put this shit on Facebook. And then one of my family members saw it, called my mama, told her shit, or called my dad and told him. I get a phone call, nigga, hey, how's it going, Greg, how's it going? I just want to let you know, you should really, pay attention to what you put online, you never know who's gonna be watching, you might be trying to get a job, and all these companies, they look down, they check your Facebook, I'm just letting you know, trying to find a job, you might want. I was like, did you see it, Dad? Is that what this is about? Did you see the thing about me fucking a fake pussy online? Is this what this is about? And he's like, I'm just saying, yeah, I did. I'm like, oh, fucking asshole family members. Okay. Yeah. It's like, no, it's no way. That's more than coincidence. My father didn't just randomly decide to call me up one day and give me some sage advice like that. You know what I'm saying? So, shit. It's what it is. So.
You actually really like seafood?
I fucking love seafood. It is my apps. Oh, goddamn it. Hold on a second. What is it, dog? You want to get on the stream?
I thought he likes chicken.
I like chicken, but I love seafood. Oh. Hold on. Let me get the dog. What do you want? Come on. You want to be a star? Is that it? Look. Say hi. Hi. I'm a chihuahua. Look at these strong withers. I don't know what his deal is. What do you want? Huh?
How many dogs do you have?
I just have the one. And like it came with the wife, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like instant family, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a dog lover, and it's perfect because I grew up with small pups. I grew up with small dogs. We only had like Pekingese and like little tiny dogs. So the fact that she had a Chihuahua was just perfect and shit. So
yeah.
Are you gonna leave me alone now? Can I put you down? He's all like out the. Oh wait, I got the door closed to the room. He probably wants to get out of the room and go see my wife and shit. That's what it is. Well, you know what? I actually need to go get my wife because I told people like yeah, I got a hot wife. They're like, sure you do. You got a hot wife, do you? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, motherfucker. So I told my wife like, get dressed. You're gonna go on stream tonight. pimp around and shit, like show some tits. You're gonna go on the stream tonight,
Do it for the views.
So I'll be right back. God, look, the dogs are all like fucking with me again. Okay, I'm gonna open the door right now. Okay, be right back. Hold on a second.
Man, I'm telling you now, the keyboard
Okay,
end up on the
what
ground.
the fuck,
Alright,
babe?
watch him get it on now.
Babe.
Straight on the bench.
Just,
On the desk.
are you fucking serious? Is it one? Oh, okay, all right, yeah, you guys. Okay.
Alright, he left.
There
He's
you go.
gone.
Well,
You reckon he'll slam his wife on the desk?
I
Guys?
don't know.
so Thursday? You get on stream Thursday?
You mind watching the stream?
Tits and all.
No, I'm in the middle of a boss fight right now.
Okay, so apparently it's fucking 1 a.m. and my wife has a job and she has to fucking. Wait, I'm just talking and no one can fucking hear me on the stream. Okay, on the TS. So apparently it's like 1 a.m. and my fucking wife has a job and she has to sleep. I had no idea it was that late. So
People do that?
yeah. Apparently people sleep. I don't know what that shit is all about.
Man. Sleeps for the week.
I know, right?
I say that and I'm gonna get some sleep in a bit.
Yeah, right. I was just like, well, shit, it's 1 a.m. and shit, I don't know. I might need to do some shit. But since she has actually, when I think about it, well, I paid the initial $20 to get Head Start access, but then like she paid for the upgrade to the Ultimate Wrath of God bullshit package. She paid for the fucking new video card. She paid for Scott. She paid, you know what I'm saying? Sugar mama. So it's like, you know what? If she want to fucking sleep, she's gonna goddamn sleep. She's earned it. You know what I'm saying?
She's
So
the queen, man.
yeah, you exactly.
I had a
That's
sugar
my
mama.
motherfucking queen. That's right. You know why? Because she treat me like a motherfucking king. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what's up. So, but she has promised.
Every king needs a queen, man.
Damn right. You know what I told her the other day? I said, you know that saying, behind every good woman, or behind every good man is a good woman. My whole life I thought that was bullshit. From the first time I heard it, I thought it was bullshit. I always felt that it should be beside every good man is a good woman. You know what I'm saying? And like, and really in my case, in our case, it's actually behind every good woman is a good man, because I'm behind her. She's just this amazing woman. Like, aside from the sugar mama bullshit, like, she's a teacher. It's like, she's an educator, dude. She is like, she's not just a teacher. She's like, she's on like some sort of special advisory board for the state of Minnesota that like is in charge of making laws for education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're beyond a fucking teacher. You're like super goddamn teacher. You know, so I do what I can to like make sure that she knows that she's appreciated. I love her. And
That's
all
it.
that shit, you know. So, but she has promised that she will get on the stream at some point on the 9th. And her words, tits and all. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but apparently there's going to be tits involved. So, yes, that's great. So, okay, let me take a look at my OBS. Okay, yeah, I have wanted to just do a quick joint for like an hour or so. It's been about an hour. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and send me a message. If not, you know what to do. So I'll definitely be, let everybody know I'm doing a 24-hour stream on the 9th to celebrate the beginning of early access for open beta tests, or open beta for Skyforge. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I thank my Azurian Pantheon members, friends for helping me out on my stream. I really appreciate it, because I can sit here and talk to myself. I've been doing it, but it's so glad to just know that there's at least a couple people somewhere that's listening to me spout crazy shit. So I appreciate it, and I'll see you all and everybody else hopefully in game. Have a good night.